स्टार्ट कर देना।
My parents had a dream that the sun becomes the reason for happiness of millions of people in this world. So they named me Anand. For the past few months of my life, I have been thinking that how can I make this world a better place to live in? How can I make the people in my world happy? Or simply how can I make them happy? And after thinking for the few months, I have come up with this, which will not only make them happy, but will also the future generation of other parents. Obviously, including us, assuming all of us are equally excited about the process of becoming a parent and handling those tough financial responsibilities. So, good afternoon, sir, and my batchmates. I'm Anand, and I'm here to talk about the brawn of the sun. That is the strength of the sun, mainly focusing on solar vehicles. I'll start by talking about sun. We all know what it is, but just in case some of us had a crush on the teacher who was teaching and he focused on other important things. So, just in case, the sun is the only star in our solar system on which life of Earth totally depends on. It consists of hydrogen and helium in gaseous form, which turn into plasma due to the constant nuclear fusion of hydrogen and helium atoms. The energy from nuclear fusion is released in form of solar flares, which travel at the speed of light. Apart from the light released in the solar system, there are particles which are also released in the solar system, which travel at a speed of 3 or 4 days, which take 3 or 4 days to reach the Earth, which are also the reason for the occurrence of aurora borealis occurring at the poles. My teammate Amir will now explain about the solar energy. Amir.
What is solar energy? Solar radiation reaching Earth is known as solar energy. Radiation from the solar flares from sun when reach Earth have a stored amount of energy in them, which then hits on atmosphere and about 30% is reflected or denied, just like some of us are denied in D- DMs of our crushes. The 70% which enters again goes a reflection of 23% more by the clouds. About 50% of energy reaches the earth surface after being reflected by rivers, seas, etc. The average intensity of solar energy reaching the top of the atmosphere directly facing the sun is about 1360 watts per square meter. This amount of power is known as the total solar irradiance. If for just 1 hour we could capture and reuse all the solar energy arriving over a single square meter at the top of the atmosphere directly facing the sun, an area no wider than an adult outstretched arm span, we would have enough to run a refrigerator all day. And now the next slide. Next will be fossil fuels. Why they seem to be irreplaceable. Our current infrastructure is built on the idea of an infinite supply of fossil fuels. As you can see in the picture, it's a crude oil machine, which is taking out oil. These oil were made millions of years ago by the dead bodies of algae and other species, which were in water and dead. The people before who designed our civilization never thought of the quantity of the fossil fuels. Now the whole world is dependent on fossil fuel like crude oil and coal, which is why it seems irreplaceable. The process of taking out oil, filtering them to make other byproducts like petrol is itself a major contributor in pollution. Leave the process of using them. We all know at this moment we just can't live without fossil fuels, but need to find a better alternative as soon as possible if the uses is not limited. Soon thousands will die just for the pollution they make. And next is fossil fuel vehicles. Vehicles that use fossil fuels like petrol, natural gas are fossil fuels vehicles. The burning of fossil fuels produce huge amount of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. About 98% of vehicles on the roads of this world are using fossil fuels as a power source. The pollution from this car is already a reason for millions of deaths and the constant usage is overwhelming. Only in USA, about 70% of the oil is used for transportation. That is, in vehicles, out of which 40% is for personal car. In 2019, in USA, 390 million gallon oil was used daily. 1 gallon is a little less than 4 liters. 1 liter of petrol weighs 750 gram. Petrol consists for 87% of carbon or 652 gram of carbon per liter of petrol. Anand will now explain why is this a problem for the world.
This picture, as you can see in this picture, there is uh, a pollution on the roads of Delhi. So this picture is the best depiction of the pollution that is being caused by the usage of power vehicles powered by fossil fuels. Now, imagine yourself on that bike with your wife or any female, as some of us might not get one. So, will you be able to breathe? Or will you be able to see what is in front of you? No, you might not. You might just die in an accident caused due to the smog in Delhi, or maybe just die single. Now, now the question is how to protect ourselves from the situations like these. Many environmentalists and engineers have now made a car powered by electricity. Yes, I'm talking about the Teslas and Audis and many other e-cars or e-vehicles or e-bikes, which use electricity as a replacement of fuel in it. My other teammate Swati now will explain what is the source a power source of this car and what are the costs of generating energy that way.
Yes. We have done a research on both the cars to find out are they really a solution? But there's a solution to it. What is it? The electric vehicles. Let me elaborate. Like Tata Group, an Indian public multinational conglomerate manufacturer of automobiles, airplanes, and other products, had the idea and have produced the electric cars in India. The same way Elon Musk came out with the Tesla motors in US. This is the recent model launched by Tesla as electric car. It is quite effective and it has a top speed with a better battery longevity. The main fact which differentiates it from other brands of cars is that it can be operated without a human driver. Anand, next. Anand,
I changed the slide. Can't you see?
next. No, it was not showing actually.
Is it visible now?
Yeah, yeah. Next. 10th.
This is the 10th slide.
Next slide. After this one. Yeah. Power source of electric vehicles. Electricity is the main power source, which is produced by coal generally in 2017 in India. 74% of electricity was generated by only coal. If Anand, previous one. Anand,
Is it visible? I have changed the slide.
previous one.
previous one
This
is
is the
Yeah,
graph one. हाँ थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है नेट का ठीक है हाँ so where was I if we get into world stats 40% of electricity was created by coal 23% electricity in world was created by natural gas what does it imply electric vehicles acquire power from getting charged by the electricity solar energy from sun The electricity produced by the oil burnt is far more than from the coal burnt. But we extract electricity from the power plants of coal. It's still cost effective and healthy to environment. Like see, in India, power plant is also using coal. It is also producing electricity. But according to it, in less use, maximum production is being done. But vehicles are using it directly, so it's quite harmful. Electricity is the main power source, which is produced by coal generally in 2017 in India. 74% of electricity was generated by only coal. If we get into world stats, 40% of electricity was created by coal, as shown in the slide itself. 23% electricity in the world was created by natural gas. It's not only unhealthy for the environment, but also for the workers who are mining inside the coal fields. Next, Anand. Hmm.
I have
So
changed
now
to
you
the
can
dynamics.
see, yeah, haha, I can see. Now you can see the graph. Now look into the graph. It reveals how the minerals are being used constantly without sustainable development, without thinking of the environment. But nowadays, people are thinking about the environment and are concerned and are aware of the harm being done to it also. So they are finding the new scopes and horizons of the vehicles like electric vehicles, solar vehicles, etc. And then next. Huh.
Is it
Now you can
visible?
see the comparison being done in between crude oil vehicles and electric vehicles. Crude oil, power source, power, diesel, NG, natural gas, etc. Whereas in electric vehicles, you can see they use electricity as the replacement of petrol or other crude oil as byproducts. Next, ele- electricity, which is generally made by coal. Under crude oil, the burning of oils produce carbon dioxide, which traps more heat in atmosphere. Electric vehicles, which does not produce any direct pollution. Crude oil. There are about 1.65 trillion barrels of oil left in the world. Electric vehicles. We have 133 years of coal left at the current annual usage. Crude oil, which gives about 47 years from 2016, in essence, 42 more years. Extraction of oil releases methane, which is even more dangerous than carbon dioxide. Electric vehicles, the mining of coal causes emissions of particulate matter and gases, including methane, sulfur dioxide, and nitrogen oxides, as well as carbon monoxide. So ultimately, it implies that electricity vehicles harms less than crude oil ones. Now next, Anand, take over.
Now let's do a deeper analysis of the two vehicles. This study is completely done by me using the data available on the internet. So if anyone has any doubts, feel free to ask. Now, let's assume there's a road of length 100 kilometer and we have two cars, one which runs on petrol and the other which runs on electricity. An average petrol car uses 12.5 liters of petrol to travel 100 kilometers. Burning 1 liter of petrol releases around 2.3 kgs of carbon dioxide. So burning 12.5 liters of fuel releases around 29 kg of carbon dioxide. So now let's talk about an electric car. An electric car uses about 15 kilowatt hour energy to travel 100 kilometers. Let's assume the electricity in the car was provided by a coal plant. Now, 1 kilowatt hour energy can be obtained by burning 1.1 pound of coal. That is 15 kilowatt hour energy is produced by 16.5 pounds of coal. That is 7.4 kg. Burning 1 kg of coal produces 2.4 kilograms of carbon dioxide. Uh, 2.4 kilograms of carbon dioxide. That is 18 kg of CO2 is released by 7.4 kg of by burning 7.4 kg of coal. We can clearly see that it's not a solution which we need. That is, even after using an electric car, we can see there is still 10 kilograms of carbon dioxide which are being released in the environment, which are harming the environment. So, what is the solution to this? Do we really have a solution? Yes, we have the solution as a solar car. Now, Swati will explain what are solar vehicles.
Yes. What are solar vehicles? Solar vehicles are the cars which run on the energy received from the sun, which is converted from solar energy to electrical energy by solar panels, which is then converted into chemical energy or mechanical energy, depending on it. Like if we are using it in daily light, daylight, then it directly powers the car with or without storing energy or stored in form of chemical energy for its use when sun is not available. Like Anand was not available on the PPT date, so decided on Monday. So now let's not get diverted. Coming back to the primacy, solar vehicles are very cost effective as no one can ask you money for sunlight. Unlike electricity and gasoline, they don't produce any direct pollution like the other options. This field is still very new as many of the people are still working on e-vehicles, whereas they should work on solar vehicles. Even today, the best solar panel is only 23% efficient. Do any one of you know a name of a company which specializes in making solar cars? No, right? Because it is very new. If we as a college initiate as a startup which specializes in making solar cars, it can readily increase the employment rate by a huge percentage. We can also research on the solar panels and make the college proud of its students. Now, as everyone is aware of the universal fact that every coin has two faces, two sides, right? I have shown you the positive aspects of the main motive of our project. Now, Anand will forewarn you about the drawbacks. Anand, take over.
As Swati said that every good thing has a bad side, even the solar vehicles at the underdeveloped stage have some drawbacks, which are as follows. The solar car won't work at its full capacity at night due to the absence of sun, as we all know. Now, solar cars are basically use light energy to power their engines, which won't be present in an ample amount in the city areas because of the huge skyscrapers and other buildings, and which will uh, which will be an obstacle for the sunlight to reach the roof of the car. So in that case, it would again totally depend on the battery. Now, uh, the solar car won't give high speeds as compared to the petrol engines, and as it won't receive uh, ample amount of energy from the sun. Even today, as Swati told, that the solar panels are only 23% efficient, so it won't be able to power the solar car fully for a high speed travel. So uh, the ideal place for using solar vehicle is on an open road. Now, as you can see in this slide, uh, the solution, what would be the solution to these drawbacks? The best solution at the current scenario would be hybrid vehicles. What are hybrid vehicles? Hybrid vehicles are the vehicles which have two or more power sources. Like in the one which I'll be showing you in the video, can also use electricity for charging the car, as well as it can use the solar panels to uh, drive to power the car. So you can see in the video. Now, I would like to conclude my presentation as follows. The solar energy, more specifically the solar cars, would be an amazing advancement in the future car technology. They would allow for free travel and nearly unlimited accessibility. The solar cars are not successful at all places like Antarctica, which see the sun rarely. As we all know, the sun rises only for 6 months, then there is total dark for 6 months. If these hurdles can be passed, then for sure the solar cars will be the way for future. If we are in attachment of the science world of science, we might know that there are solar panels which can also work in the night, but they are at a very underdeveloped stage, so it will take much more years to be fully efficient as it is today. So thank you everyone. Thank you.